There, my good people. Good to see you once again, and thank you for clicking. Guess what? On this video, I'm gonna share with you, if you only have yourself 10,000 Kenyan shillings, and this is the money that you would love to invest, and you do not know how to go about it, this is exactly what I would advise you to do with that 10,000 Kenyan shillings. And guess what? This is quite that amount of money that majority of us can actually go ahead and afford. And perhaps you have this amount of money and you're wondering, like, it's like a low amount of money. I mean, is it even investable? Yes, it is. All what you need to do is to sit down, relax, and watch this video to the end, because I'm gonna share with you bit by bit. And I'm gonna give you a disclaimer as fast as this. This video is quite different from the videos that you are used to. Business, you can start with 10K. Business, no, this is quite a deep discussion whereby I'm gonna take you step by step, because we're gonna invest in quite a different and an amazing way. All right. So, by the way, you know what? I always post a video each and every day telling you tips on how to invest your money, how to save, and all those kind of things. All what you need to do, if you don't want to miss any good of my videos in future, do this. Down below there on your right, there is a button written subscribe. Hit that magical button, give this video a thumbs up, and as well, turn that notification bell on it. By the way, doing that is free, doesn't cost you anything, and doing that, YouTube will notify you whenever I upload a new good video. All right, enough with all those introductions. Let's get into the business now. All right, there you are. You have yourself 10,000 Kenyan shillings. This is the amount of money you would love to invest, but you're kind of confused. You do not know where to start. Number one, people tend to think like having a capital is the biggest task that you can ever have when you want to invest. But after getting the capital, now you have new challenges, set of challenges. You might have the money in your bank, or you might have your money in whatever the place it is, but you're still confused. You do not even know how to go about it. All right. Now, the first question of the first factor that you're supposed to consider before putting this money on the go is this: depending with your age and the commitment. What exactly do I mean by that point? Number one, let's say this is an individual who has this 10,000 Kenyan shillings, and he or she is aged at around 20, 21, 23, because those guys have this money, by the way. Some of them have this money, all right? So when you are at that particular point, there is one thing I will tell you in this era that you're living in. We are living in an AI era. We are living in a technologically advanced time. Meaning nowadays, it's not a must that you start a conventional business. It's not a must that you start that business that people always talk about. Hey, you can start a food business, you can start a hardware, you can start this. Nowadays, you can actually go ahead and work online and be able to make your money. But how do you do exactly that? I always consider, if you have this kind of amount of money, I always tell people, if you are young out there, don't hesitate to take a risk out there. Of course, for you to make sure that you are successful in this life and you are young, you have to have an aspect of risk appetite or risk tolerance deep inside of you. Now, the first question that's supposed to ask yourself is this: what is your age? If you are a young individual, this is the amount of money you have so many buttons to press. Don't worry, put it on the cross. If you are not a kind of a guy who do not love the conventional way of investing like this normal businesses, how about you focus on the online thing? All right, you can decide to set this amount aside and focus on learning a skill. You can decide to learn like forex trading and all those kind of things, and then later you can be able to use that amount of money. But anyway, guess what? I'm gonna discuss that point on the next point of mine. But the question is this: ask yourself, how aged are you, or how old are you? And then from there you can be able to tell this what befits me or this one doesn't befit me. Now, what goes on, and the other point is this: let's say you have a family and then you are kind of old individual, you just have like a savings of 10,000. Then it's quite different from an individual who can go ahead there and actually start to learn a new whole set of skills. This is an individual who want to invest so that they want to get money each and every time out there. So now that kind of graduates us to the next point: learn a freelancing skill. If you're a young individual, you are out there, or maybe this is not the only amount of money you have, but you're quite old, you can use this amount of money to actually go out there and acquire a whole new different skills. This amount of money is enough to get you a whole of a course in a Course Hero, a Skillshare, and some of them are actually free, of whereby you can be able to, or Allison, you can actually go out there and acquire a whole set of new skills. By the way, within a period of 3 to 6 months, you already have a whole new skill that you can be able to earn money out of it. This amount of money you can actually set aside of it and maybe decide to actually get started with Forex after you have learned the skills. That's the point. That's the disclaimer. After you have learned the skills, now you can be able to go ahead, deposit this amount of money, or preferably, maybe I would say less than like 5,000, and then you can be able to get started and earn something at the end of the day. So that is exactly what we do when it comes to you investing this amount of money, because honestly speaking, this is not a huge amount of money, cannot be able to earn you like a huge amount of returns and such kind of a thing. So the most essential thing to do is to make sure that this amount of of money, you either direct it towards learning a whole set of a skill, or if you're there, maybe you have some commitments like a family and such kind of a thing, then you got covered as well on this. As we go towards the end of my points, I'm going to discuss that with you. Now we go to the next point. That's the point number 3. If you want to start a conventional investment such as the MMF shares and all those kind of things, this amount of money is actually way more than you need to get started. And I've always been making videos and tens and tens and tens of videos talking about you getting started with the MMF. That's the money market fund. You can get started with bond fund. You can get started with not really bond fund, but balance fund. You can get started with what we call the the shares, the stock shares, and from the Nairobi Securities Exchange and what have you. So the point is this: at all the occasion is good to make sure that you have the skills or you have the understanding of where you can be able to commit this amount of money. So the point is this: if you would like to get, if you don't like these kind of online kind of things, like like what I was talking about, like the graphic design and what have you, this amount of money, honestly speaking, is enough for you to go out there and invest it in a kind of low risk areas. Okay, likes of the MMF, likes of the circles, and the likes of the shares and those kind of things. Because okay, fine, this won't earn you a lot of money at the end of the year because most of them pay yearly. It won't earn you a lot of money at the end of the day, but at least it will put you on the go. It will put you above the inflation, and that is usually the essential thing or the primary target that we usually earn, so that or usually do, so that at least we don't get our money eaten away by the inflation. So that's an essential step that you're supposed to consider. How to get started with the MMF, I did discuss that information. If you can check my previous videos, I've discussed all the information. You need your KRA pin, you need your ID, you need your passport, and then you only need to pick that MMF company or an institution that you want to get started with in terms of investment. Go there, enroll, and get all the registration. These things you can actually do it online. Don't ask that you have to visit them physically. That's how you get started with MMF. When it comes to shares, it's a bit a process, but it's doable at the end of the day. All you need to get yourself what do we call, you need to get yourself a CDS account. You also need to get yourself what we call the, and for you to get the CDS accounts, you need a bank account, you need a passport size, you need a KRA pin, and you need your ID and all those kind of things. Show up to a legit and regulated broker by the Nairobi Securities Exchange under the CMA or something of sort. And then from there, you'll be able to acquire the CDS account, and then you can be able to earn money at the end of the day. In terms of dividends, you can earn money in terms of capital gains and those kind of things. All right, guys. So that's how you go ahead and invest in these circles and earn money at the end of the day. Now we go to the next point. Now let's say you need daily income. Now this is different people, sets of individuals who say, hey, you know what, Joseph, I don't like those shares, I don't like those money market fund, I don't like those online things and all those kind of things. Personally, I just have that case, what I have saved. I have a family, I need money like daily, I need money like tomorrow, today, and that's kind of a things. There are various of areas that you can be able to invest this amount of money. Honestly speaking, yes, it will get you like an amazing thing or like an amazing business out there, but you can get started with something at the end of the day. Or what you can be able to do, of course, you already know what you can do with the 10,000. Depends on where you come from. Of course, you have to target the residential areas. You can get started with selling the fruits, or commonly known as the groceries. You can get started do with the milk, you can do the eggs, you can do what we call the chapatis, the charcoal stores, you can do all those kind of businesses that you can go out there and start it and be able to earn something. Or sometimes you can even start to do the mutumba with this amount of money. You may not get you like a whole bale, but hey, guess what? This amount of money you can get bales, your shoes. One bale for shoes goes like 8,000 or 7,000 around there, and then you can be able, or you can choose to do the camera. You go to Gikomba, pick individual pairs, and then you can be able to resell it and be able to get started with there. That is if you would like to get money like instantly, and you kind of this individual who want to get money like constantly, keeping time and such kind of a thing. Now, it all depends. If I can just echo exactly what I've just said, is that depends with your age, depends with your target, depends with your purpose of investing this amount of money. The different areas befit you investing this amount of money. Depending with the age, if you're young, you're out there, you can be able to get started with learning a whole new set of skills that you can be able to disseminate in terms of the services and then get paid out of it. Number two, you can be able to actually go out there and get started with investments likes of the MMF, the circles, the shares, and all those kind of things, because these are areas we usually say, yes, they have low returns, but they have also low risk, so your money is kind of secured and such kind of things. And the other one is that if you're out there, you would like to get started with an investment that can actually, really, should I call it an investment, but it's a business, more of a business. That's something that can actually brings income each and every day. Perhaps maybe you have a family, you are committed somewhere and such kind of a thing, and maybe time is not on your time, or rather on your side, or you might have time, but that is not your taste. Then you can do the conventional way of investing this 10K and you can get started. The point is this is what maybe I can leave you with. Do not kind of ignore or maybe say like this is a small amount of money, nothing can happen with it. It can. All what you need to do is to listen out there, learn something that you can be able to do, because you without learning anything, you cannot start anything. That's for a fact. Knowledge is power, and financial literacy is an amazing thing, and you can get started from there. Hey, you know what, guys? That's the end of my video. It's all about how you can invest your 10K. By the way, if you'd like to get any piece of copies, maybe let's say about the MMF, like I've discussed, like the shares, like the circles and all those kind of things, all those copies are available and ready for you for only 280 Kenyan shillings. You can get those copies. Get my number from the description of this specific video. Give me a call and we can talk business, and from there we can be able to proceed to the next level. And if you'd like to have a conversation with me as far as the consultation is concerned, as far as the investments are concerned, then this is still place to call home. All right, grab that number, give me a call. And as well, do not forget to comment down below, because I'm a believer, just like an iron sharpens another iron, so do we learn from each other. Take your time and watch this video again and watch other previous videos that I've actually posted, because we have something that we can learn as well. For now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one.